And here, first of all, is a quick listen to Boris Johnson speaking to Parliament.
There have been too many breaches, too many opportunities for our invisible enemy to slip through undetected. The virus has started to spread again in an exponential way. If we follow these simple rules together, we will get through this winter together.
We can cross now to London to our correspondent Bénédicte Paviot. Bénédicte, tell us firstly about the current restrictions in place in England in a bid to stem COVID-19.
Well, the message was stark. It was very clear. It was repeated both in Parliament in a statement by the Prime Minister Boris Johnson and in what was his third only television national address to the nation last night. But as far as England is concerned, it's very simple. Stick to the rules or else the rules will get tougher. We reserve that right. This is not a full lockdown again. He was at pains to emphasize that again and again. So concretely, the rules are that all bars, restaurants will have to close, and pubs, of course, will have to close by 10 p.m. And that's, when I say close, it means people actually being out, physically out of the building, the establishment, the location. And the fines have gone up. The first offence will no longer be £100, but up to £200. And what will also happen is that you could incur all the way, if you continue to repeatedly offend, up to a £10,000 fine. So more enforcement also of face coverings in restaurants, in shops, in retail, hospitality. So that will be much stronger as well. And in a major U-turn, people are now once again being encouraged, if they can do so, to work from home.
And also there's limits on the size of groups that can gather. I believe it's 6 people in England, but it looks like Scotland and Northern Ireland in particular have taken a somewhat tougher stance at the current moment when it comes to tackling the crisis.
You're right. That rule of 6 that came in about 10 days ago is absolutely crucial as well. But you're also right, the rules are much, much tougher, and that comparison is not lost on anybody, whether it's in the media today or people making that distinction. Of course, the UK is made up of 4 nations: England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. And certainly in Northern Ireland and Scotland, the measures are much tougher. Those curfews, by the way, will come in on a Friday, for example, in Scotland, as far as the pubs and restaurants are concerned. But the ban on any visits in your household is the significant difference in Scotland and Northern Ireland as opposed to England. And the big question is, has Boris Johnson done too much or not enough? And the balance, it seems, of criticism is that, well, there's mostly support when you look at a YouGov poll this morning across the board. But there is still a feeling of confusion and how there's a difference within the 4 nations. It's not as if there's a physical barrier within the UK. And it's very easy for people to fall foul of them, not least because the rules change. That's not even counting the 13 million people who are already under much tougher restrictions in the last 2 weeks, up particularly in the northeast of England. So there is real question mark. And clearly what the Prime Minister also underlined is, as did the leaders of the other 3 nations, is that these rules are here for 6 months. That will take us up to March the 22nd, which will mean effectively that the UK, one way or another, will have had COVID-19 restrictions for a full year by the time we get to that.
I like, Bénédicte, that you've calculated it to the day, March 22nd. We're going to keep a close eye on that one. For now, thanks indeed for that update. Bénédicte Paviot there, our correspondent in London.